Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Weeknights. I am JD, aka He Who Pods.
9 aka Dashing D.
Oh, that's it today?
That's it today.
All right.
Yep.
Quick, fast.
And in a hurry.
What? And in a hurry. That's right. All right. So, we got some news here. News to report on. So, this is from Billboard. The headline reads Michael Jackson estate wins ruling approving $600 million Sony sale over mother's objections. Just read a little bit here. It says a California appeals court issued a final ruling that Michael Jackson's estate can proceed with a $600 million sale of the singer's catalog to Sony Music, rejecting objections from his mother that aimed to block the deal. A month after the appeals court issued a tentative ruling against Catherine Jackson, the court finalized a decision on Wednesday, that's last week, ruling the estate's executor, John Branca and John McClain, did not violate the terms of Michael's will when they inked the gargantuan deal with Sony. Quote, this is the last part, then I shut up. The will gave the executors broad powers of sale with no exception for the specific assets at issue in this case. As such, a lower judge did not err in concluding that it was Michael's intent to allow the executors to sell any estate's assets, including those at issue in the proposed transaction. They could sell whatever the fuck they want. Oh, I cursed before 5 minutes. My bad. So sorry, my friend. So sorry. Sorry, YouTube.
This is interesting.
I think so too. And I'm gonna say something wild in a minute, but go ahead, get your thoughts off.
No, said please say something wild. Let's start with something wild today.
I think 600 mil is lowballing.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Queen is Queen.
Right.
And Queen is a big deal. But I never heard them called the king of pop.
No.
And Mike was the king of pop.
He was definitely that.
Yeah.
Arguably.
Hey, tell that to Tank. Anyway.
Well, that was about... Never mind.
I know, it's about something else. I know, I'm being a jerk. Anyway, Mike is Mike. And so I think if Queen got a bill, I know there's 4 or 5 members that it got to be split up between and yada yada, but the catalog is the catalog, baby. And my take is that y'all are lowballing for 600 mil. 600 mil for Mike's whole catalog? Now, perhaps it's not the whole catalog. Perhaps I'm misunderstanding and I need to read more. But based on what that said, 600 mil for the whole catalog? I mean, I think they did the estate a disservice. I'm about to go see if it's the whole catalog. Let me see. But I don't understand why we only talking about 600. I would think that this is... Oh, okay, wait a minute. Are
you misinforming the people?
As reported by Billboard earlier this year, the Jackson estate and Sony Music giant... Oh, I skipped the line. My bad. As reported by Billboard earlier this year, the Jackson estate and Sony Music have reached a deal that will see the music giant buy half of the singer's publishing and recorded masters catalog for more than $600 million.
Oh.
Half.
Okay, so if you multiply that by 2, then you've
You
got
get
over 1 billion.
1.2, maybe
Yeah,
1.3.
right. So makes more
You
sense
know,
now,
listen,
right?
I take it all back.
More
I take
reasonable.
it all back. I'm sorry for 2004. You know, I'm sorry.
Where is Ruben Studdard?
I don't know. But I hope he's doing all right. But
I
yeah,
hope so too.
I take it back. My bad. So
Ruben
yeah,
Studdard
listen.
owned 2004, by the way. Just, I just had to say it, but we can move on.
I apologize. 600 mil? Yeah, half. Half for 600. That sounds about right.
That sounds more reasonable.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts?
I think it's really interesting that these things are happening now. Um,
Okay.
with the sale of people's music. Um,
Yep.
I'm curious to see what happens with it.
Mhm.
Like, what do you? Because you got Michael Jackson's catalog. What do you do with it? Like, there's so many things,
Oh,
right?
that's what I was about to say. I would say mad shit. Mad ways to repurpose that music in
What?
soundtracks, in the metaverse, with new AI features. Like there's
What? Yeah. When I say what do you do with it, I don't mean because I don't
and it
know
says the
what.
masters. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. I'll
I
wait.
don't. I don't mean because I don't know what you can do with it. I just mean the possibilities are probably endless.
Yes.
Um, that also sometimes makes me nervous because you never know what's gonna happen, and that's someone's
Right.
legacy. Um,
Agree.
someone who is no longer with us. So you
Right.
want, you know, as a fan, as a bystander, as a lover of music, you want to know that it is preserved in a reasonable way, in a way that it will, you know, um, what's the word I'm looking for? It will uplift his legacy, you know? So I don't know. I'm always a little nervous when these things happen because I'm like, what are we doing with this though?
Oh, I think all of that is over with. I think the Prince estate showed us that, if nothing else. I think that it's just about the dollars today, for especially for the acts who have moved on. I think when people gain these estates that they know, hey, we could make bank, they just trying to make bank.
Yeah,
Um,
I think you're right.
and even Michael's mom is saying like that's not what his wishes were. I don't know if that's true or not, but if it was true, then we have another case. But Prince was very adamant about what he did not want happening, and it is happening. And so
Yeah.
I don't think that matters today. I think unfortunately these catalogs are being sold for top dollar, and they're gonna do whatever they want to do with it. I think it's going to be unfortunate later on because what I was gonna say is it also says the masters are included, and so that also means sampling, remixes, repurposing,
Mm.
all type of stuff can now be done. So we could start selling, Thriller trap samples, Thriller, Beat It, whatever,
Yeah.
Beat It 2005 featuring, Beat It 2025 featuring Dashing D, the king of R&B. And let's be clear.
Hmm.
I know streaming is where it's at today.
Yeah.
When you're bored, you and the people watching at home, go look up Michael Jackson streaming numbers. And beyond that, let's look at Michael Jackson merch. Let's look at Michael Jackson vinyl sales. Like all of that is part of what you get to make money from when you own the masters and the catalog. So, and just doing new stuff, right? If they decide, hey, we're gonna do the Michael Jackson Thriller experience at 42nd Street next year,
Mm.
there you go.
Yeah.
Make that 600 mil right back.
I know. No,
So
you're
I
right.
think this is interesting. What'd you say?
I was just saying you're right. That's all of that can be true.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff they can do. I think this is interesting. I think it becomes a weird situation when you have a close family member saying one thing versus what the will says, right? And so that's part of why I compared it to Prince. We know Prince has said publicly he didn't want certain things happening. He wasn't okay with certain things. And the estate was like, hey, man, Each piece of them have been slowly selling off their piece of the pie, and so it becomes this interesting thing. I think it's sad. If this is truly not what he wanted,
Yeah.
I don't have any way to prove that. I don't know that to be true or not true. But hey, like I said, 600 mil sounds about right.
Yeah.
You heard me. Listen, before I knew, I said a billy, and
You
then
did.
600 mil for half. So listen, sounds about right.
It does. It does. Well, I guess we'll see what happens with that.
Indeed.
You know who
Um,
else wants money?
who else wants money?
Uncle Luke. I don't even like calling him Uncle Luke at this point. Like Uncle just remember when I was saying recently that sometimes like you look back at things and you're like, this is very perverse.
Yeah,
And like why were people comfortable with certain things? In
yeah.
hindsight, I don't want to call Uncle Luke Uncle
What
Luke.
would you like to call him?
Luke.
I knew he was gonna say it. That's why I was laughing. Oh
I
shit!
watched the
Just Luke,
freaking
huh?
when you put in
Watch the Weeknights
perspective
doc.
all the underagers and how old he was
How old was he?
roaming around the Freaknik, roaming around Freaknik,
How
old,
old was he?
older than them.
Okay, you got it, boss.
Older than them. I don't remember exactly what age, but I want to say he was at least late 20s.
Got it.
Um, listen, I get it.
I gotta watch the Freaknik doc because I still didn't watch it. You didn't have to be an adult to do this. To be a part of Freaknik.
No, Freaknik was a thing that was started by college students, which is
Right, but on. Go ahead.
which is why when you think about how it got infiltrated by people who were older, by people who weren't college students, which is essentially how Uncle Luke got involved with it. And yeah, he changed the game. He created a completely different environment, but you let some of the people who were still going after he came on the scene, you let them tell it, and it wasn't a safe environment for a lot of women.
Okay. All
So,
right.
and you have to think in hindsight, it doesn't sound like Freaknik itself was the problem. It sounds like the way that things changed over time was. Um, I encourage people to watch the doc. I think the doc is great. I think it shows the fun side of Freaknik, but it also shows where things went left.
Oh, so it was balanced. That's good.
Yeah, it wasn't all bad. I mean, the people who started it, they started it because there were kids who couldn't afford to go on spring break and couldn't afford to go home. So
Right.
they decided to start this picnic. And then it grew because
The
more and
real
more,
Goose Picnic.
yeah. Right. Because more and more, they realized more and more students had a need for it. And then it became like this
Right.
whole block party thing. And and then of course like musicians and whoever people in the area started hearing about it, and now everybody's coming down. It's kind of like how people in New York have been complaining about these block parties and all of these summer events that happen for our New York communities, our Brooklyn communities, our Harlem communities, that people are flying in for now to be a part of. Um,
At FOMO, man. You know.
and people in these communities are upset because they're like, we had our nice little block party and we were having a good ass time. Y'all live in your own communities and your own neighborhoods and do your own thing. So this was something for young people. This was something for college students, and it kind of turned into this thing where women felt very unsafe. The city of the city didn't want anything to do with this event, which is a whole other part of it. And I know this conversation was not supposed to be about this, but I do look at a little differently now. A
I
little
gotta
bit.
watch it.
A little bit. And then after he said this that we're about to talk about, I was like, nigga.
Well, tell him what he said while you on your soapbox. You know, might as well.
he said that Ice Spice and Sexy Red and basically the rap girls,
Meg Thee Stallion. He
Meg Thee
also named
Stallion.
Biden.
He said, but he made sure he said the female rappers.
That's what he said.
He said that they owe him money
That's what he
since
said.
they're out here twerking, and he started that.
He said they are doing the brown.
They're doing the brown. Um, he said some other shit, and
Yep.
I was just
He
like,
did.
did anybody sample one of your songs?
He said they all need to come drop him off a check and say thank you for
Because
going to the Supreme Court and fighting for what we could say in songs. I'm just saying what he said.
cool, but nobody owes you a check because you went to the Supreme Court and you dealt with the law. I don't. What are you talking about? Nobody owes you money after that. That's not how it works. That is not how it works. If you go fight for something like we go fight for women's rights in the Supreme Court and we win. Every woman who ever has a baby owes us money. What are you talking about? What are you talking? It doesn't make any sense. Some things are done for the greater good. That's it. Some things you do for the greater good. And you need to be satisfied with the fact that you did it for the greater good and people benefit from that. Unless one of these women have sampled one of his songs without his permission or payment, what is he talking about? And
I
I
was just, go ahead,
and I
please.
want to make it clear, I don't think that any of them are thinking about him when they get up there and twerk or make their
They
music.
probably don't even know who he is, honestly.
You could pioneer some shit. I'm not at all saying that you can't. You can absolutely pioneer some shit and you can be a part of something. You can start a movement. That's cool and whatever, but they owe me money, sir. Sir, what are you talking about? It's weird. They
Yeah,
owe him money. Go away. Go be the mayor of whatever. Ain't he a mayor or something like that?
I don't know that answer.
Didn't he run for mayor of Miami-Dade County or something like that? I think so.
I don't know that answer, but I listen. I believe you. Um,
Some weird shit. Sorry. I just saw it and I was like, no, nobody did anybody send for you? Because to my knowledge, they did not.
mm,
And if you have
uh,
something nice to say, don't come in the comments and say it at all. I will delete it. I will delete it. You want to come in our comments and promote misogyny? I will delete it. What do you
um,
think?
I was looking up the court case while you were talking. Uh, I'm gonna say this.
All
Uncle
right.
Luke is a legend.
Okay.
Wait, why are you saying it? I didn't even say nothing yet.
Cause you about to cape for a nigga that's acting stupid, and I just
Oh, I'm not about to keep. Not at all.
all right.
Uncle Luke is a legend. Two Live Crew are legends, and we love and enjoy what they did for hip hop, and we recognize them on many levels. It's clear that Uncle Luke thinks he does not get the credit he deserves. I was just looking up the lawsuit, excuse me, the case, and he has since written books about these topics and how he doesn't feel he gets the credit he deserves for fighting for hip hop. Um, and while I understand that, I can understand feeling like you're not getting your just due. Um, I think Uncle Luke is forgetting that number one, he did not make up twerking. Number two, he did not fight for twerking. Number three, he does not own the rights to twerking. Number four, these girls are in their 20s and possibly don't know who you are. And number five, sometimes it's okay to just shut the fuck up.
Hello, somebody.
Sometimes,
I was gonna say somebody answers the phone. Actually, don't pick up the phone. The point here is do not pick up the phone. Screen your calls.
listen, listen, sometimes it's okay to just shut the fuck up. It's okay to not pick up your phone and not hit camera and not record yourself saying some bullshit. It's okay to not do that. It's okay to sometimes just not say a motherfucking word.
Send it
It's
to the
okay.
group chat. Send it to the group chat. Send it to your best friend. Send it
And you
to
say
a
you know
family
Sexy
member.
Red's manager. Talk to Sexy Red's manager if that's how you feel. But to the public, when you say silly stuff like that, you open yourself up to criticism. You mm, diminish, or you rather allow the room for people to diminish your contributions to the culture. And again, I want to reiterate, they are huge contributions. I'm not taking away
Oh,
from them.
huge.
Um,
Huge. Huge. If I
and
did not make
again,
that clear, then let me make it clear now. I do not think that his contributions to music and black music specifically that is not lost on me at all. I am very aware. I was once in the club, okay? I had my
cool,
good time. I know
cool
what
grandma,
songs,
but not really.
huh?
Cool grandma, but not really.
Oh no, I was definitely cool grandma then, and I was not a grandma at all. But
Talking about today.
right, exactly.
Nigga leaned
Back
in.
in my
I was
day,
once in the club. I I was once in the club. All right, Keith Lee, back it up. We got you.
listen, I went to all the parties. I did all the things. I did
He
all
was
of that.
doing the brown.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying. I mean, that was not of my generation, but it was around when I was out and about and in the streets. But
Yeah.
so that's not lost on me. I just want to make that clear. I personally am not here to discount his contributions. But I also think that some of his legacy, especially connected to what I was talking about before, may be a little problematic. Also, this is problematic. And he is working towards tainting his legacy when he does things like this.
Yeah, I just think you leave yourself open to a lot of criticism when you do things like this. Um, and I don't want to have to be in a position to criticize our legends, but I'm not against it when you leave yourself open to these things because the reality is these young ladies probably don't know who he is, and even if they did, please refer to the four things I said prior. So yeah, no, you don't own twerking, you didn't create twerking, et cetera, et cetera. It's weird, and like, I also think it's weird that you're targeting these young ladies specifically. And I'm not saying that's a Kate, but everybody twerks today. The whole internet. Just open any app and the whole internet twerks. Why are you I don't want to say picking on, but why are you there's a term I want to use here. Uh can't think of the term. But why are you only looking at these three women? Why are you only I know I'm gonna listen back to the pod and be like, fuck, this was the term I was thinking about. But anyway, why is it that it's only these three people that you're mentioning out of all of the people that are popular for twerking? There's lots of people who are popular for twerking. There's a lady who's popular for twerking and playing the piano at the same time. Lizzo twerks and plays the flute at the same time. I'm just a little confused.
And
What was it about these three young ladies
right.
that made them stand out? Because they're in their 20s. I know some of them are 26 or 28 or
It
22,
doesn't matter.
but they're in their 20s.
Take
What
it out.
what is it? Why them?
Also, if we really think about it, maybe not the term twerking itself or the specific a specific movement itself, but the way Black people move their bodies is not a new thing. Like this is that is something that is historical to our culture. Like I just don't get it. It just doesn't make any sense. I get it. I'm making something serious out of something that maybe he was being playful. I don't know, but I just kind
Oh,
of
I
think it's
didn't.
corny.
I didn't. It didn't come off for to me. I didn't see a smile. I didn't see a just kidding. Hey,
Yeah,
was
he didn't
playing.
do
Check out
that.
my new project. I didn't see any of that.
I just feel like it's corny because it's like, do you even know where you got twerking from? You got twerking from? I mean, you weren't the one. Anyway, it's like, do you know where that came from?
Right.
You think you invented these things?
Yeah, it seems like it.
Like maybe the term for certain things, maybe whatever, right? Or maybe listen to
Well,
say
he did
like
break that down in the video.
he
He first he
popularized.
says twerking, and then he says they're doing the brown.
Right. He popularized a certain style, and that is not, again, not trying to take that away from him, but
Mhm.
the like there's how many generations removed at this point. It doesn't, I never want to, I never want to encourage the idea that certain people weren't um creators in the culture, and that others come after them and innovate. I think that is a fact. I think it's okay to say that Michael Jackson is the king of pop and people like Usher and Neo and Chris Brown have been birthed from someone like Michael Jackson, who they were able to look up to. I think it's okay to say things like that. Same thing with Luke. I just feel like there's certain subgenres, there's certain artists that you could say probably were very much so, or have said that they were inspired by that. There's no denying that. But it's just the whole, what are we doing here? Why are you calling them out? Why don't you mind your
Yeah, it's
business?
kind of weird.
It's like go and do whatever it is you do now, and just, you want to, again, if you want to make a joke, fine, but it didn't come off as a joke.
No, I don't think it was a joke. And if I'm wrong, and he comes out and says, "Hey, y'all, it was a joke," man. All right, cool, but it didn't seem that way.
And I think you made a good point, and then this will be the last thing I say. I think you made a good point about the fact that he has expressed that he feels like his contributions have not been acknowledged in the way he would have liked. I
Yeah,
don't
he
know.
said. There's a quote where he says, "I haven't been." Um, damn, I got it right here. Hold on.
I don't know specifically what he was looking for or what he is looking
Cool
for.
Herc started hip hop, but at the end of the day, fought for hip hop.
Right, but then that's not even like to your point, your earlier point. That doesn't even have anything to do with working. So I just, and like, I don't know. He kind of alludes to the fact that the rap girls are up and the guys are not right now. So maybe this is just whoever whoever is on top. He chose to call out. But I
Yep.
also think that,
But even that shows the lack of awareness because Ice Spice is not one of the top three acts right now.
but I also,
Meg, Meg, yes, but Ice Spice and Sexy Red, no. Sexy Red is anyway. Never mind. Yeah.
I think that, and again, and you're probably not gonna like that I'm gonna say,
Oh, he did run for mayor. It's in the same article. Yes.
yeah. You're probably not gonna like that I'm gonna say this, but I feel like this is at women. And I don't know if I believe that he would have called out the rap dudes like this.
And now, here's the last thing I'm gonna say: there are rap dudes twerking. Why weren't they mentioned?
Again, I say that I don't know that he would call out rap dudes this way. I think this was about women and it was low hanging fruit, and that's why
I
he
found the quote.
wonderful.
Please finish your point.
No, I just that was it. I feel like it's low hanging fruit, and I feel like sometimes people just. I feel like sometimes it's easier to pick on women than because really, if you're talking about censorship, you should be talking about rap at large. You should be talking about hip hop at large. You shouldn't be singling out a few women.
He says it's a long paragraph. I'm just reading this one section.
Yeah.
It says it ain't just Russell Simmons, Andre Harrell, Jay-Z, or Puff Daddy. The history behind this, it ain't just Cool Herc. Herc started hip hop, but at the end of the day, who fought for hip hop? Question mark. I just want my just due. That's one of the reasons why I wrote this book, so people can know the history. This is an article from like 2015, by the way. Yeah, August. Oh, almost to date, August 27th, 2015.
What does he want though? Like, does he want? And I know you can't answer this,
I'm
but
about to say I
does he
can't remember.
want like awards? Does he want a
Yep.
documentary made about him? I feel like there was one. What I don't know because I don't know what that recognition looks like for everybody's different. Um, Usually, I just want to be compensated for what I'm good at. Like that's I don't even need you to scream the loudest about how good I did at something. Pay me. That's important to me. So is it money that he's looking for?
Oh, they asked him that. They asked him in the article. This is a Fader. They didn't pay us, but this is an article from the Fader. They asked him, what is ultimately the one thing that you want people to know that they might not already know? He said, they look at me like Two Live Crew, the rapper. The most important thing they don't know is I'm a very good executive. They don't know that I started a record company out of my mother's house. I created an empire of $100 million companies. Weird wording. And successful artists like Pitbull, Trick Daddy, H-Town, and Two Live Crew. It's me, the guy with no education, and I'm an executive. I put myself on the level of Jimmy Iovine and all of them guys. But again, I'm the guy from the South, so I wasn't going to be given the same opportunity.
It sounds to me like that's what his video should have been about, and not Ice Spice, not Sexy Red,
Well, you got a whole book
not
about that
Megan Thee
already. The
Stallion.
book is from 2015.
Right. But if the point here is that he feels like he doesn't get his just due, and that's what's fueling this type of video, then maybe he should bring that up again. Maybe that he should
Well,
bring
I
that
think
back.
I think in this video, he's saying he's not getting paid or the credit he deserves for popularizing that gyrating movement.
Okay.
Show my age a little bit, you know what I mean?
Because, yeah, you're old.
Yep. Let's transition. Let's talk about something old that's going to be something new.
Yes.
There is a Pulitzer winning prize. There's a Pulitzer Prize winning. That's how you work.
Mhm.
There's a Pulitzer Prize winning play called The Piano Lesson.
Mhm.
And it is a movie that will be on Netflix and coming out in just a few months in November. The trailer dropped, and all the Washingtons are involved. It is directed by one of Denzel's sons, starring one
Malcolm.
of Denzel's sons. Oh, my bad. I didn't know he was naming him. Yeah, you're right.
Malcolm
Malcolm
Washington.
Washington. Malcolm Washington is directing. John David Washington is one of the main stars. And of course, Daddy Denzel Washington. Daddy, comma, Denzel Washington, just to be clear here. Their dad, I ain't calling him daddy. Their dad, Denzel Washington, I gotta be clear in 2024, you know what I'm saying? Gotta be clear in 2024. Very clear, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Uh,
Yep.
so Yeah, Denzel Washington is one of the producers of this film.
Yeah, which is really cool. I also heard that it comes out on September 10th, by the way, and it's the piano
No,
lesson.
the trailer said November. I
Maybe,
just watched the trailer. It said November. Yeah.
maybe they changed it because right before we pod, I saw something said September 10th. I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah, November something. Hold on, I'm listen. I got the Googles right here. Go ahead.
Maybe they changed the date.
Continue.
Forget what I was gonna say.
Originally it was September. It is now November 8th.
Okay. Thank you for clearing that up.
It will also be in select theaters.
Nice. First of all,
I'm sorry. I read more. It will be in select theaters in the United States on November 8th before streaming on Netflix November 22nd.
okay.
I'm going to take a guess and guess that happens to be Thanksgiving.
November 10th.
Let me see if I'm right. November 22nd.
Oh, November 20th. Yeah, I think that's Thanksgiving.
Nope, I'm wrong. November 28th is Thanksgiving.
Oh, right. Thanksgiving is late this year. It's
Yeah, whatever.
It's later than it's been the last couple of years. So I think this is really cool that everybody's, the family got together for this. I also I heard this from somebody who read this somewhere, so I can't corroborate this, but
Oh, these ain't real sources. Okay, go ahead. What you got?
Yeah.
The rumor report.
Right. I heard that Denzel was on set because he's a part of the movie, so he went on set, whatever. But
Yep.
he was checking on things, and he saw that Malcolm had it under control, and he said, "Well, I could go. I could go home and chill. Pauletta's at home. I'm gonna go. Maybe we go see a movie or something like that because y'all got it under control." I think that's really sweet. I love the fact that the three of them are working together. I
Yeah.
always love to see John David Washington. I think he's a great actor.
Yeah.
And I feel like I haven't seen him in a while. That doesn't mean that he wasn't in anything recently, but I personally haven't seen him in anything in a while. So I'm excited to see this. It looks good. It looks very black. You got.
So what's up with you today?
I think everyone knows that I like very black, so
This nigga here.
I don't have any problem saying that. But
Nigga said, I'm blackety black and I'm black. I'm blackety black and I'm black.
been that. So I mean,
Unbelievable.
I just don't think there's anything wrong with that. Just, I'm even blacker than the DNC last week, but
I don't know about that. That was pretty black. That was pretty black. And even when it wasn't, it was trying to be black. Back to the piano lesson, please.
So yeah, really excited about this. I mean, August Wilson is was an amazing playwright. So I just, listen, I'm
listening.
sold. I was sold
Okay.
when we talked about this however long ago and said that the brothers and the dad were working together. Okay. They had
Right.
me at Denzel and his kids. I gotta be honest. But after
Right.
seeing the trailer, I'm like, okay, this looks good. This looks
Yeah.
interesting, and I need to see more. It's probably gonna make me mad in some ways, because black
That's what's looking.
and historical. That's not what I mean. I just mean certain themes, certain storylines that pertain to black people. You watch them as a black person, and you go, no, I can't go outside today because I'm angry.
Okay, yes. I can
That's what I mean. I can't. Let me put on Do Not Disturb at work because I just can't talk to them today. That's what I mean.
I understand. Yeah.
Right. So that's all I mean. But yeah, I think it looks cool, and I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, the cast is interesting. You got Samuel motherfucking Jackson and Auntie Erica is in there. You ain't even say nothing about that.
She's there.
That's that's right,
Yeah,
Auntie Erica. Yeah,
she's gonna be in
we
it.
see her.
You know,
Her large fro ain't make the whole camera, but that's okay. We know who it is.
I try not to. I know I always lead with Eric Badu, so I was trying not to this
I'm
time.
trying to switch it up.
I was
Got you. Yeah, listen, Auntie Erica's in there. You know what I'm saying?
She will.
Samuel motherfucking Jackson.
She will be there. She will be there in
Yeah,
all her glory.
that's right.
My
So yeah, this
problematic
looks
fave.
good.
Is
Huh?
is she my Uncle Luke? She's my problematic fave because she is not without problems. Okay.
Um. Yeah. So this looks good. Um. I don't really know what's expected of the three of them working together, and so that kind of makes it intriguing for me alone. But also, I like that the trailer looked decent. It didn't look like well, gotta go watch this one because of who's in it, but I really don't want to. It didn't look like that. It looked like, all right, yeah, this looks like something worth watching. And so
Yeah.
we're gonna go check it out.
Yeah. That's my plan.
Same. Hopefully I could catch it while it's in theaters before the stream.
I would prefer to see it in theaters too.
Yeah, and I want to support.
Of course.
And and I ain't got Netflix.
Oh. Well,
I had one, but
I
it
tell
got taken away.
I tell you all the time for pod purposes, you just I send you the Addy.
It got taken away.
I mean, Netflix has changed
Got
it, so I can
my
understand.
privileges were stripped away.
I think I'm the only person on my Netflix account at this point too. So everybody has to
You know.
go fend for themselves after a while.
And
And
I didn't do it because I ain't watching shit on Netflix, so
right,
not paying for that.
well, I'll send you the Addy if you need it. But
Got it. Yeah, I'm gonna try to catch it in theaters, but thank you just in case. I appreciate that.
mm,
And you know what else I want to say? Listeners, viewers, watchers, we appreciate you. We will see you tomorrow.
bye.